Hey everyone, Christy Jones here. I am going to share with you some things that I've been learning about perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, and how we can enter in and navigate this season of our life with grace and ease. I do believe that God intended for us to do so, and I don't believe that everyone has to loathe this season of their life. So let's go ahead and dive in. The information that I have found have been from these resources. This one is the Essential Oils Desk Reference. It's the very large version of the Pocket Desk Reference, which does not fit in your pocket. But both of these are wonderful. If you are already a Young Living member under me, hopefully you have the Pocket version, but I would encourage you to get the big version because this really goes into a lot of supplements that the Pocket version does not. So let's go ahead also and talk about the other book by Leanne Dearduff, and it's called Taming the Dragon Within, which is kind of a crazy title, but it is the most concise book for hormones that tells you about symptoms of different hormone changes in your body. And then it also tells you about essential oils and products to be using within Young Living. So it's super concise just on hormones. I would highly recommend that book. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to list off a whole bunch of symptoms. Hopefully you have not been experiencing these on a regular basis, but maybe you have. Maybe you're stuck in there and you just need hope to get out of it. Here they are. Hot flashes, irregular cycles, moodiness, vaginal dryness, difficulty sleeping, hair thinning, abdominal weight gain, and decreased fertility. If that is you, then you most likely are in your 40s and experiencing what we call perimenopause symptoms. Now, just because they're symptoms, just because they're common, doesn't mean they're normal. Okay, so there is a reason behind some of these things. And if we understand what is happening in our body, we can then support our body to ease into this instead of staying in this constant state of misery. Honestly, if those symptoms are miserable, I would not wish that on anyone to live 7 to 14 years in, because that's as long as some people can go through perimenopausal symptoms. Again, menopause is when you have entered into the phase of you have not had a period within or for an entire year. Then you are in menopause, okay? And then, of course, postmenopause has its own symptoms as well. But we're really going to focus on perimenopause and menopause right now, okay? So again, if you don't have these symptoms, you still can be in the season of perimenopause. And so it is important for you to not wait until these symptoms occur to support your body and its needs. We never want to wait until symptoms exist. We always want to be thinking through this on how can I support my body as it's entering into this new phase, okay? Holistic medicine thinks about that, but usually allopathic medicine does not think that way. It waits for symptoms and then it addresses those symptoms with synthetic medicine. Now, God is awesome and he put plants on here for our benefit, and plants didn't just like happen to have benefits for hormones. They were intended to have benefits for hormones because we were intended to be in a relationship with plants on this earth. We were intended to eat them and we were intended to use them on our bodies for medicinal purposes. So that didn't just go away when medicine arrived allopathically in our land. It didn't, those benefits to plants didn't disappear with the modern discovery of medicine. What happened was people discovered how to make synthetic things after discovering what plants had on purpose medicinally. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. So they studied the plants and they make it synthetically. Now the problem with synthetic hormone replacements is that your body doesn't know what to do with them all the time. And yes, it can help symptom treat, but it's not helping support your body necessarily from a chemical state, okay? So it's important for us to understand what's happening. What are the changes from? Did you know that your gut microbiome also changes during perimenopause? I just learned that. So apparently, progesterone, the decrease of progesterone and estrogen leads to food traveling through your intestines at a slower rate. And because of that, it changes some of the beneficial bacteria that normally occurs. And so, if you find yourself in perimenopause struggling with constipation, that could be a reason why. And so, yeah, adding fiber to your diet is going to make your digestive system continue to flow. But what is the root cause of why you could be constipated? If you are eating a lot of leafy greens and you're still having that, it could be a hormonal thing. And so, how we have this new understanding of how our body is working, we can then look at the plants and say, okay, how can I support my hormone levels? How can I help my progesterone levels not dramatically drop, but instead kind of decline at a more natural pace so our body cannot be like shocked into this new phase, okay? Um, let's talk about the actual changes that are occurring. So we already talked about progesterone. Progesterone will decrease. The longer you live, ladies, the less progesterone you're going to make. Same with estrogen. But the thing about progesterone is that it keeps estrogen in balance. And so it's really important for our body to have a healthy amount of progesterone. As our ovaries stop producing, then we need to help our body get estrogen in check. And the reason why most of these symptoms occur is because of lack of progesterone. We live in an estrogen dominant society. So we are eating meats that have been pumped full of hormones. That's not good for us. It's going to wreak havoc on us. And combine that with the cosmetic industry, lathering all the things on our bodies. As women, we are just, advertisement after advertisement after advertisement, talking about all of these endocrine disruptors that over time accumulate on our cells and block those receptor sites. And so it is so important to get rid of the toxins in your life so that you can have all of those, I like to call them light bulbs, as cells shining brightly and understanding how to communicate, because hormones are basically communicating cells. And so if we don't have the ability to communicate within our body because there's so much junk all over our cells, then of course we're going to have some crazy symptoms happening, right? So progesterone decreases, estrogen decreases, and pregnenolone and DHEA are the precursors that actually make the progesterone and the estrogen. Those are two that people don't really think about, and we don't really learn a lot about them. And then the other thing is testosterone. Testosterone will also decrease, leading to things like muscle mass decreasing and bone density decreasing. So as we age, especially in the menopausal and postmenopausal time frame in our life, it would be really beneficial to inhale on a regular basis or use the oils topically on a regular basis. The two oils that come to mind are balsam fir and Idaho blue spruce. Both of those are wonderful in supporting healthy testosterone levels with women as well as men. And we don't think about testosterone being a hormone that women have, but we do, just in smaller, much smaller quantities than men do. So, but it is super important for us to address that, especially in the menopausal and postmenopausal time frame. We are going to focus mainly on perimenopausal, which happens to be, if you're in your 40s, you probably are within that time frame. So it's 7 to 14 years before menopause, before the cessation of your ovulation, okay? And again, menopause, you have to be without a period for a year to be categorized as menopause. So if you're in your 40s, chances are you are in perimenopause. Just because you're in perimenopause doesn't mean you have to have symptoms. In fact, I was just talking with a friend of mine and our upline leader, Dr. Tiffany Fernandez, who's a chiropractor in Virginia Beach. And she was talking to me about a visit that she had with her midwife for just a regular GYN visit. And one of the questions that she was asked by the midwife was, so how are your hot flashes going? She was in her mid 40s and she was assumed to be having hot flashes because that's what America assumes we go through on a regular basis, and we assume to be miserable if we're in perimenopause. I am here to tell you that her response was awesome and so affirming that we are doing the right thing to supporting our bodies with these products. Because she said, "What hot flashes are you talking about? I don't have any hot flashes." She looked back at her chart and she's like, "But you're this age. You probably should be having these at this point." She's like, "Well, I'm not, because I'm supporting my body." Enter in this wonderful gift to all women called Progessence Plus. Progessence Plus is amazing. I'm going to talk to you all about that and how this actually is something that women can use in all three stages that we just talked about. So the perimenopausal, 7 to 14 years before menopause, the menopausal state, and postmenopause. Women can all benefit from this. Now, I will put out a little disclaimer. I do believe that before using any of the products that I'm about to suggest to you, it would behoove you to know what your hormone levels are. Most doctors don't do the in-depth look at hormones, so I like to recommend either going through Dr. Dan Purser, who is phenomenal at reading and evaluating test results from a hormonal perspective. And you can get that information from me, or you can just look him up, Dr. Dan Purser, MD, I believe, .com. And then also, if you are local, I have a wonderful endocrinologist. The endocrine system is what our hormones are made up of. So it is paramount that you go through a endocrinologist if you're going to get a better perspective on your hormones, not just regular tests, okay? So it would behoove you to know what your hormone levels are before introducing these hormone supporting products, but it's not necessary. It just is more information so that you can know exactly maybe what you need to support in your body, okay? So if you're in your 40s, you're probably in the perimenopausal symptom. You're probably in the perimenopausal season, and you may or may not be experiencing these symptoms. Okay, Progessence Plus is amazing. I'm going to read to you what exactly it consists of, but I will tell you that this is basically addressing your progesterone levels. And progesterone is what is needed to balance out estrogen. And again, we live in an estrogen dominant world, so that is super important. Even if you're eating really healthy, we are around toxins all the time, and it does affect our hormones. So most women in America have too much estrogen. Okay, so Progessence Plus it's actually the first ever pure progesterone serum to enter the market. It is created to balance and normalize hormone levels. So if you are on any kind of synthetic hormone, whether that's an IUD like Mirena, or it's hormone supplements, like synthetic hormone supplements, I would highly recommend you not taking any of the products that we're talking about until your body is free of those, because it doesn't work as well. You're working against yourself. You really need to be in a natural homeostasis in order for these products to work in your system. Okay, so as women age, hormone levels drop. We already talked about that. And problems occur with sleep, and they occur with moodiness and things like that. So progesterone is going to help with those things. And this was created with wild yam extract, which is something that is bioidentical to our body's natural progesterone. So that's how it works. And that is the key ingredient in this Progessence Plus. Now, it also has some essential oils in it, because those are known to increase the absorption and make this wild yam extract really work well on a cellular level. And so those ingredients would be copaiba, sacred frankincense, cedarwood, bergamot, peppermint, and clove. So when I first started using this, I did not like the smell of it. But so many women were just so happy with the results of this. I knew based off of my symptoms when I first got started, I had endometriosis. So clary sage helped me dramatically with my endometriosis pains, but I was still kind of irregular. So as I continued to use clary sage, that regularity improved, but Progessence Plus has kept my hormones at a really amazing level that I can, I'm not using clary sage daily anymore, but I am using Progessence Plus because when I found that progesterone keeps estrogen in balance, I knew for me that's what my body needed. But most people who are having symptoms that we talked about before, in fact, Dr. Dan Purser has said that in his practice, 95% of women that are exhibiting these symptoms that we talked about are helped with natural progesterone. Okay, so that's huge. All right, so that is Progessence Plus, and I believe every woman in any season of her life, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, even the childbearing years, but really your progesterone levels are the highest that they're going to be when you're pregnant, but also in the childbearing years, 20 to 30-year-olds, they have high progesterone levels. So if you are experiencing any increasing PMS symptoms or any of the symptoms that we went over before, in your 20s and 30s, you really need to think about getting a hormonal panel done and seeing, what exactly is happening on that perspective. Okay, let's talk through Femigen. This is a new to me product. I have not used it yet. I cannot wait to try it. It is good for all seasons of your perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause life cycle. It actually helps your entire endocrine system, and it has some really amazing things in it that I can't wait to share with you. One of them, again, is wild yam, also magnesium. Now, magnesium is super important for women. I'm not going to go into that right now, but just look it up. Look up why you need magnesium. But Femigen is going to have a really good amount of magnesium and the wild yam. It also has black cohosh, L-carnitine, and L-lysine in it. And these are kind of new to me things. I have heard about black cohosh before, but the L-carnitine and L-lysine, the L-cysteine, not lysine, L-cysteine are really awesome things. Okay. L-carnitine is a chemical that is made in your human brain, liver, and kidneys, and it helps the body turn fat into energy. One of the symptoms of perimenopause is that you're going to gain some abdominal weight, especially in that region. And because of that, you also probably are going to see an increase in your blood sugar levels. So L-carnitine is something that can help burn that fat and make it into energy, okay? And the L-cysteine is derived from its antioxidant properties, and it helps support the body's natural ability to manage and regulate blood sugar levels. So this is awesome, you guys. This is so great that it's within Femigen. And then the black cohosh helps to reduce anxiety and depression, which also is symptoms of this new season of your life, perimenopause. Okay, so Femigen helps in all of the seasons, but if you're in your 40s, I would highly recommend Femigen. There is one category of people that I have to just throw out caution to, and that would be if you've ever had breast cancer or uterine cancer, then you want to avoid the black cohosh. You can look it up. Maybe it has more pros than cons for you. I'm not telling you exactly what to do. I'm just giving you information, and you can do with that information whatever you want. So Femigen is awesome. Endogize is another supplement that I have not tried. Now, we do have an oil called Endoflex, and that supports your entire hormone system. And you can diffuse Endoflex, and you can use it topically. I forgot to tell you, I love to use Progestins Plus at night, but you might find that you like it in the daytime. Most women says that it helps them sleep better, so that's why I use it at night. It does have cedarwood in it, and I just apply it to my wrist. I do the same thing with the EndoFlex oil. This is something different. This is called EndoGize, and it is a supplement that Young Living makes that was formulated to support, again, a healthy, balanced hormone system. It has within it ginger, cassia, myrrh. I think it has myrrh in it. Clary sage, which is awesome to support your body's natural ability to make estrogen. So it's not going to give you estrogen, but it is going to help you stay balanced in your estrogen making properties. And then also it has Canadian fleabane, which is a new to me oil. You're supposed to take EndoGize, 1 capsule 2 times daily for 4 weeks, and then you're going to rest it for 2 weeks. And then if you feel like you need some more support with your endocrine system and you want to go more than EndoFlex essential oil, then you can start again after those 2 weeks are done. So 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Now, this product does contain soy. So if you are sensitive to soy, then you might not want to take it, okay? Now, PD8020 is a new supplement to me as well. This one has DHEA and pregnenolone. And again, those are the 2 precursor hormones that create progesterone and estrogen. So PD8020 can be really good for those who are entering into the perimenopausal. This one is really good if you are having brain fog, which we can't blame on mommy brain anymore because maybe our kids are grown up now, are growing up, and we're getting more sleep, and we just can't blame it on mommy brain anymore. So blame it on your hormones again, and then get help. You may be actually needing more DHEA in your diet, and this is a really good way to support that. So let's see. Also, the DHEA is really good and important for cardiovascular and immune health, which are affected when estrogen levels decrease. Okay. Now, there's another one that I'd like to talk about. Pregnenolone Plus Body Cream. This is a triple hormone cream. It's derived from soy again, and it has DHEA in it as well as wild yam. So you know it's going to be helping with your progesterone and your estrogen and your pregnenolone. Okay. Wild yam progesterone, again, works the same way as progesterone that naturally occurs in our body. And this pregnenolone plus body cream, it's that triple hormone will actually help in ways of menstrual irregularities and cramps and hot flashes and mood swings, as well as osteoporosis and depression. So this is kind of like if you've waited and you're stuck in this misery state, and you've gotten a hormone panel, you may see that all of your hormones need help. I think this would be an excellent one to talk about with your doctor, or maybe, the best part about Dr. Dan Purser is that he could go ahead and recommend which things your body definitely needs from Young Living. But if you're talking to an endocrinologist, then understanding that this can help in all of those areas might be a good discussion to have with him. If you want to go the more natural route instead of hormonal therapy, that's synthetic. Okay. It also has St. John's wort in it, which we know can help with depression and mood. And it has black cohosh and blue cohosh as well. It's got a ton of things, and this is a body cream, and you're supposed to just put a dime size on your abdomen or your neck or your thighs or your wrist as well. but just use like 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. I like to start with I like to tell people to start with the minimal, and then you can increase it as you need it. Um, yeah, and you're supposed to rotate sites as well. Okay. It does contain wheat, so if you are sensitive to wheat, if you have a gluten allergy, then you might want to avoid this one. But it sounds like a great overall support if you have waited to support your body going through the changes. Now, my hope for you would be that with this knowledge and Progestins Plus nightly and maybe Endogize or Endoflex and some Fimogen, you might not need the more heavy duty ones. Okay. All right. So there is one more actually, Regenolone, which I probably need to look more into. It only had a little snippet that I could find. It is a moisturizing cream. It smells amazing. I've smelled it before. And it's a natural moisturizer formulated to support proper estrogen levels in women. And it contains, again, wild yam, black and blue cohosh, peppermint wintergreen, and you're supposed to, again, just apply a dime size amount directly to the skin as needed. So from what I know, it sounds like Regenolone is a little bit less intense than the Pregnenolone Plus body cream. So look more into those two, and then also the menopause stage is probably when you're going to need those two the most. Although I know a ton of people that are in the perimenopausal stage that love and rave about these. So it's really going to be up to you. And after you look at your hormone levels, like what do you need? Okay, so I do want to talk about postmenopause just really quickly. And the big thing that I want to talk about is the fact that postmenopause osteoporosis is a significant concern. And so testosterone deficiency is what is a big deal in this season. And some of the oils that I mentioned before, I just want to bring up again. Idaho balsam fir and Idaho blue spruce. No, balsam fir, or actually now I think it's called grand fir, and Idaho blue spruce are really good to support your body's testosterone levels. Okay. And then I just wanted to end with talking through the holistic viewpoint in hormonal health, because oftentimes, people who are in the natural world tend to love supplements and oils and things like that. But really, we forget to share as much about the dietary needs and the other ways that we can be supporting our body instead of using these supplements as medicine. So allopathy has its place for sure, and we are thankful for that. But holistic viewpoints are so much better because it's looking at the whole person, and it's not just the supplements. Supplements have to be supplemental to lifestyle changes. And so again, getting out all those toxins, exercising on a daily basis, decreasing your sugar intake, and paying attention to the things that you put in and on your body on a daily basis is going to add up. And you may find that you don't need as much of the supplement that you used to have to take. Life 9 is a probiotic that I just have to mention because, again, during the seasonal change that you are experiencing, gut health is so important in every season, but really, really, really in this perimenopausal season of your life. So the first line of really gaining health and going into the season with grace and ease is going to be diet, decreasing the toxins, and supporting your body through this season with supplements that contain essential oils, because what is that? That's plant matter, and that really helps our body thrive because it's intended, it knows what to do with these plants. It doesn't know what to do all the time with synthetic, okay? Okay, and then this is another soapbox altogether, but if you are in the perimenopausal season of your life and you are finding that you're having a lot of PMS symptoms, I would implore you to look into getting rid of tampons and understanding what is in the pads or the feminine products that you use on a regular basis. The Diva cup or any kind of menstrual cup is really going to help you, and it may even shorten your bleeding time because it's not going to be adding synthetic materials to a very vascular area of your body. It's not introducing those toxins into such a permeable place. So really look into that, and I will bet you will see some changes for the good. So no tampons. Look into another form of feminine product to help with that. Okay. And then lastly, getting consistent quality sleep is going to help you on a hormonal state so much. If we were to just put in all of these products into our body and introduce it, yes, we're going to see some positive changes. But if we continue to stop rebooting ourselves at night, just like a computer, we're gonna not see as many positive changes. We're just kind of working against ourselves. And so start to go to bed at a earlier time. Maybe you just need to shave off a couple minutes at a time. But that's when your body produces serotonin and melatonin, and those are really important things that our body should not be deprived of. And when we are giving our body enough time to recover from the day, our hormones are going to work at such a better place, okay? So hopefully this information helps you and helps support you in these changes. Going through these changes is a normal occurrence, and we should be able to do that with grace and ease. I do believe that we have the products here that can help, and I hope I've encouraged you to look up these products and maybe get some help, okay? All right, have a great day.